A lonely ship carves through roaring seas as Australia waits, 6 weeks from Britain, its isolation both shield and curse. Beneath oceans, copper veins hum, messages racing to distant colonies, fragile lifelines binding an empire trembling with delay. Marconi stares across static skies, his antennas whisper promise, continents calling through invisible waves that could shrink the world overnight. Inside dim offices, clerks shuffle papers debating foreign patents, progress delayed as isolation breeds caution and endless correspondence. Delegates murmur beneath chandeliers, war on the horizon, radios promised as shields for ships and colonies alike. Engineers plant markers on coastal cliffs, wind-whipping blueprints, Australia's wireless frontier taking form against roaring Pacific winds. Triumphant signatures echo in small offices as local entrepreneurs outbid giants. Australia's own wireless venture is born from bold ambition. Courtrooms buzz with tension. Marconi's lawyers wield patents like swords as Australia's tiny venture trembles under imperial pressure. Rivals shake hands beneath flickering lamps. The birth of Amalgamated Wireless Limited marks Australia's leap into global wireless history. War erupts. Signalmen cut enemy cables, static crackling as Australia's new wireless lifelines hum defiantly through the night. With war looming, naval officers huddle over crackling transmitters. Australia's coastline hums alive, a fragile web of wireless defense. In 1918, Ernest Fisk lifts a receiver. Static turns to British words. The first voice bridging oceans electrifies a nation's pride. Fired by triumph, Hughes slams his fist. Australia will speak to Britain directly, no relays, no hesitation, only independence crackling through static. Australia buys half of Amalgamated Wireless Limited. Ministers sign ledgers under lamplight, betting public money on invisible waves and boundless technological faith. Technicians climb wind-battered towers installing transmitters. Each bolt tightened binds Australia's scattered coasts into one connected heartbeat. Engineers cheer as sparks ignite. The via beam signal leaps skyward. Australia's voice finally races home to Britain's distant shore. A young operator steadies trembling hands as the first words to London crackle through, history carried by her rhythmic taps. By 1929, telegraph drums spin non-stop. Half of Australia's messages now fly through Amalgamated Wireless Limited airwaves, uniting markets, families, and empires. Families gather around glowing sets, astonished. Voices from England drift across night air, the world suddenly smaller and more wondrous. Champagne flows as Amalgamated Wireless Limited celebrates dividends. Engineers toast beneath chandeliers, unaware their empire will face storms yet to come. In 1923, Radio Corporation of America and Amalgamated Wireless Limited engineers ignite a revolution. Sound waves sing through new Radiolas sets, music suddenly filling Australian living rooms. Curious listeners lean close to sealed sets, each device locked to one station, turning radio into a privileged window to the world. Ex-soldiers home from war tinker in sheds, soldering open sets, their homemade radios crackling rebellion against sealed corporate control. Voices boom through microphones for the first time, news and music flow freely, uniting cities across Australia with a shared sound. Officials draft listener license laws, pens scratching under dim lamps, an attempt to control a technology already too wild to contain. Businessmen argue in smoky rooms, license stations versus ad-funded ones, a duel that will shape Australia's media for a century. A class becomes public broadcasting, B-class turns commercial, young journalists rush to microphones, their voices shaping a new national culture. Fisk dreams of merging music, broadcast and manufacturing, a unified media empire to rival Radio Corporation of America, but politics soon crush his vision. As depression deepens, a new government rises, promising fiscal austerity. They quietly bury Amalgamated Wireless Limited grand media dream. Rejected but unyielding, Amalgamated Wireless Limited turns back to its machines. Factories roar again, forging Australia's next era of electronic craftsmanship. In a hum of glass and fire, technicians blow delicate valves, each tube a tiny heartbeat powering Australia's new age of sound. Executives shake hands under flashing cameras. Amalgamated Wireless Limited joins Radio Corporation of America, GE, and Westinghouse, forming the Amalgamated Wireless Valve Company to rule the airwaves. Rows of women assemble radiotron tubes with grace and precision. Their hands bring radio light to millions of Australian homes. Families crowd around warm wooden radios. Music and news spill into kitchens, binding a nation through shared voices and hopeful songs. Protected by tariffs and patents, Amalgamated Wireless Limited thrives. Government reports praise self-sufficiency while foreign competitors glare across the sea. Machines roar as production hits 1 million tubes a year. Australia hums with homegrown electric ambition. Beneath Sydney's sun, ribbons cut, the 47 York Street Tower rises, symbol of modern Australia and its growing technological confidence. When war erupts, Amalgamated Wireless Limited factories pivot. Women assemble radios for soldiers, their hands steady as air raid sirens wail outside. A sea of workers stands ready, 6,000 strong, building radios for war and believing their tools could help win freedom. Over maps and wires, officers trace signals spanning the Pacific. Australia's wireless web now a strategic weapon and national lifeline. Peace returns, and Amalgamated Wireless Limited planners unroll blueprints. New factories hum with hope, rebuilding a nation through the power of innovation. A young cameraman sweats beneath the sun as Queen Elizabeth II's 1954 tour goes live, the moment Australia falls in love with TV. Designers unveil Amalgamated Wireless Limited Radiola, deep image TVs. Sleek wooden frames reflect a new future where moving images enter every home. Crowds rush to buy televisions. Families gather wide-eyed as black and white pictures dance, a nation united by shared light and laughter. By 1955, 2 million radio licenses thrive. Amalgamated Wireless Limited analysts chart numbers, proud that sound still echoes louder than television's glow. A young couple strolls along Bondi Beach, music from Amalgamated Wireless Limited first transistor radio trailing behind. Freedom now fits in your hand. Far from home, Amalgamated Wireless Limited engineers study Radio Corporation of America's secrets in New Jersey. Every circuit learned a bridge to Australia's electronic future. Inside Rydalmere's new plant, women etch germanium pellets with acid, their steady hands building Australia's first transistors atom by atom. Ted Watt leads his crew through heat and chemicals. Their machines birth Australia's first alloy junction transistors, tiny sparks of a technological renaissance. Officials tour Amalgamated Wireless Limited's transistor lines, faces beaming. The nation finally boasts a homegrown electronics industry to rival the world. Brilliant physicist Lewis Davies arrives at Amalgamated Wireless Limited, his mind a spark ready to ignite Australia's journey into the mystery of silicon. In dust-free rooms, researchers experiment with pure silicon. Every spark feels like a footstep into a future no one has imagined yet. Knowing Amalgamated Wireless Limited can't match US or Japan, Davies steers research to niches, solar cells and optical fibers, where brains matter more than budgets. Teams test shimmering fibers under bright lamps, light trapped in glass threads, proof that Australia too can touch tomorrow's technology. In 1967, engineers hold a tiny chip with 9 resistors and 4 transistors. Australia's first integrated circuit beats silently between their fingers. The Defense Department orders Amalgamated Wireless Limited's ICs for classified projects. Small chips now carry national security in their microscopic wires. Despite success, technicians know their orders are few, the tiny chips shine, but profits fade as Australia's market remains too small to sustain. Economists warn that without scale, Australia's electronics dream will flicker, charts rise, then plateau, foreshadowing a coming economic shock. In 1973, Whitlam's Tariff axe falls, 25% gone overnight. Factories tremble. Amalgamated Wireless Limited faces a storm it never saw coming. Machines fall silent. Workers watch as assembly lines slow. The tariff cut turns progress into panic and pride into fear. John Hook faces cameras, defending tariffs, his voice steady but eyes betray fear as Australia's electronics giant teeters on policy's edge. Outside locked gates, a man clutches his toolbox, decades of craft silenced by imported machines and shattered promises. Shoppers crowd bright windows as color TVs flicker, beauty meets debt, 3 times the price and worth every dream. Executives shake hands beneath fluorescent lights. Amalgamated Wireless Limited joins Thorn and Mitsubishi, hoping partnerships can save what tariffs took away. Far away in Japan, Mitsubishi workers assemble Amalgamated Wireless Limited Thorn TVs, the Aussie brand reborn under foreign hands and foreign light. Ledgers close, signatures fade. Amalgamated Wireless Limited sells its share to Mitsubishi, ending half a century of Australian-made televisions with a quiet pen stroke. Out of manufacturing's ashes, Amalgamated Wireless Limited reinvents itself. Engineers design complex systems for defense and medicine, where brains still beat cheap labor. In 1976, Amalgamated Wireless Limited Microelectronics is born, a venture with British Aerospace in New South Wales to chase the future etched in silicon. Step by step, engineers shrink circuits from 20 microns to 5, each iteration a quiet victory against physics and doubt. Cranes rise over Homebush Bay, $65 million of dreams in steel and glass, Australia building one of the world's most advanced fabs. In 1988, cleanrooms hum to life. 6-inch wafers spin under light, Australia's crown jewel of silicon ready to challenge the world. Under the microscope, circuits just 1.2 microns wide shimmer, proof that Australia can still out-innovate Asia against all odds. Within the fab's walls, engineers craft the chip for Australia's bionic ear, a miracle of silicon and human empathy. Ministers tour the new fab in awe, flashbulbs pop, speeches echo of a technological nation finally ready to stand alone. Charts glow on office walls. Australia's fab leaps ahead of Taiwan and Singapore for a moment, a rare victory in the global tech race. Inside a dim office, 23-year-old Andy Koval bets millions on forex markets, victories brief, losses hidden in creative ledgers. Management applauds phantom profits, numbers look glorious, but beneath the columns lurks a storm of losses yet to erupt. Headlines explode, $50 million gone. Reporters swarm Amalgamated Wireless Limited headquarters as faith in Australia's tech darling collapses overnight. In oak-paneled rooms, executives turn on each other, denials, whispers, and one rogue trader becomes everyone's scapegoat. Under neon light, accountants redo months of records, profit turns to loss, balance sheets to obituaries. Amalgamated Wireless Limited's reputation dies on paper. The boardroom echoes quietly, profits evaporated, trust gone. A once mighty company shrinks into a shell of meetings and memories. Auction gavel falls, labs, brands, and dreams go cheap. Amalgamated Wireless Limited's assets scattered like radio signals fading into the night. Foreign buyers survey the remnants of Amalgamated Wireless Limited, eyes calculating value, not heritage, as Australia's last tech champion changes hands. A new sign hangs at Homebush, quality semiconductor promises revival, but profit margins matter more than pioneering dreams. Inside the lab, engineers watch budgets replace innovation, medical projects scrapped as profits choke the pulse of progress. When Peregrine buys the fab, workers cheer, radiation-hardened RF chips for satellites and phones breathe brief life into the old giant. Tiny chips from Sydney travel to Mars, Peregrine's engineers beam with pride, their work orbiting the red planet's dusty silence. Profit pressures mount. The US parent goes fabless. Workers stand silent, their machines still warm but no longer theirs to run. Brawley reopens the fab as Silanna, new hope in UV LEDs, the last Australian foundry fighting to keep its light alive. Bulldozers crawl where wafer bads once gleamed. Sydney Metro's tracks replace a century of Australian ingenuity, progress devouring its own past. The last engineer locks the cleanroom door, machines whisper their final hum as blue lights fade into cold silence. A historian walks through the abandoned lot, dusty tiles beneath his feet once held the dream of Australia's silicon sovereignty. In 2021, the world cries for chips, screens darken, factories halt, and Australia's lost fab feels like a ghost that left too soon. An old collector polishes a radiola radio. Its warm hum recalls a time when Australia dared to dream through sound and signal. Amalgamated Wireless Limited's story ends not with failure but with forgotten glory, a century of brilliance buried beneath progress, waiting to be remembered.